Hello, everyone. It is Scott from Scott's Moto Adventures, and maybe I should get rid of this. And yes, here I am. So tonight, doing a live stream, and because I did something I never thought I was gonna do. Well, that's a lie. Um, never thought I was gonna. I did think I know I was gonna get 120,000. I got 120,000 miles on the BMW. Now it's a little over that. I'm gonna add this. Yeah, there we go. So it is 100. I'm over 100. The actual moment of hitting 120,000 was mid video. So, and I haven't pulled that video yet. So that's what I'm proud of doing. Just gonna wait for some more people to get in, but yeah, that's the main reason why I'm hosting this. Plus, haven't really done in August. When I did, nobody watched. So I figured I'd try again. If this doesn't work, then I'm gonna try a different thing. Because I'm just not. Maybe I need to build up a subscriber base. Maybe I need to do something else. I'm not quite sure yet. I'm still trying to. I'm still struggling to find this out. So what I will do is put a link in the chat. No, wrong thing. I am trying, if anybody wants to join, they're welcome to join. Trying to pick a night where nobody else is streaming. I think the only thing streaming tonight that I usually watch is I used to watch P1, uh, but I kind of stopped watching their stuff. The one guy is, I don't want to get into it too bad. But yeah, I haven't been doing too much iRacing. I think I did 2 races last week, and then that was the first time in like 3 weeks. Um, I've been doing a lot of editing. I got more editing to do. I actually wrote a script for my next one, and looking forward to getting that one out. That one's going to be topical, like the last week's scams video. It's going to be very topical because there needs to somebody needs to say something about some of these videos that are going to be coming out in the next month. You're going to see a lot of stupid videos um, regarding cameras in the next couple of weeks, and it's not just motorcycle creators; it's other people, and so I want to come out with something. Um, huh, never noticed my wife put that up there. So yeah, that's kind of going to be my next video. I actually wrote a script for that. It's going to be spicy, and that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm doing what they call the spicy series, and what it is the spicy series is point of that series is to say the things that I want to say that I sometimes I could say on the ride, and sometimes I can't. So I just want to do that. Like I think it's time. I think it's time. Like every year around September, it's like, oh my god, the moto vlogs have turned to crap. The smaller guys, yeah, they're still putting out good stuff, but the big guys are ugh, just trash. Um, so yeah, I'm just trying to change that up a little bit. I'm gonna finish up. I'm on the fence if I put. I'm still on the BMW thing, and it's coming up on a month and a half afterwards, so I really got to push that through. I want to know. I don't know if I want to mix my day in Nashville and my last ride together. I think I'm leaning toward that. I think that's just to get the series done. But if it's like 40 minutes or it just doesn't work, I'm not going to do that. Um, Also, another thing I want to do is I got to learn how to get these videos shorter. Um, there are a lot of my videos have been hovering around that 20 minutes, and I've been wanting to make them shorter, make them smaller. And that's one of the goals I have. I want to get them to the 10, 15-minute mark. I think I get better. I think I get better response from the audience if I do that. I mean, my most popular videos, I'm looking here, and let's see here. I mean, the last video that came out was just nobody cared. And that's a shame because I really like the Corvette Museum. I really did like the Corvette Museum. And let's see here, go to video. I'm looking at my stuff here because I'm looking here. I mean, the Flying Eyes one, that one was 24 minutes. That one was a weird one because usually they're not that long. The long ones don't do well. Fun Times, the riding 600 miles. Uh, that one was pretty good. That one was pretty good. It was only 15 minutes. It made 200 people 200 people wanted to watch. The I'm Sick of It one, that was at 17. That was a little long. Video I couldn't publish. That really didn't do well. But yeah, I wanna learn how to get. I gotta figure out how to make these videos, my moto vlogs, and even my interesting uh my interesting stuff. I need to learn how to make them smaller. Just because it's just they get too long. They get too long in the tooth. They get too preachy, and I'm just not really into that. That's probably why I keep getting one or two people that keeps coming in and out. Let me click over here. Let me see if that does something. I've got this on my main monitor. I got a secondary monitor, and I got the laptop monitor. Um, been trying to be in the garage more this summer. This summer was stifling hot, so webcam Action 4 would have heated up really quick. The computer would have heated up really quick. The fans would have been going like crazy, and I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. So I ended up. I like the garage right now. It's nice and quiet, and really happy with the way it is in here. It's just nice and cool. Earlier in the summer, it just was a nightmare. It's July. I really wanted to do it in here, and it just wasn't going to work out. It was like 85 degrees air temp. You come in here, it was like 90 to 100. I'm like, Jesus, I couldn't do a live stream out here. And I like to do a live stream. I actually want to do iRacing out here. Like this is kind of one of the many man caves. I got the basement, which is nice. And my wife gets mad. She goes, you got all these man caves. I got the garage. I got the basement. But I prefer to be in the garage. And I actually got a cottage. You guys don't see that. The long-term goal is to gut that. It was either a summer cottage or a hunting cottage or a summer kitchen. If you know any of those, great. It was probably the original building on the property next to the outhouse. So, and I still have an outhouse on property. It's not functional. It's over the septic, but it is pretty. I'm on an older property. It's one of the cool things about living where I live. So I got that stuff to deal with. Um, so it's really like living out here in the woods and the boonies. But like I said, I got like two man caves and maybe a third one if I ever get off my butt and make a couple more bucks. So, but so for tonight, I just want to talk about like 100. I hit 120,000. Video's not out yet. It's not going to be out for a while because I'm going to take snippets from my Saturday and make 3 videos out of it. One of them is going to be the last video of the BMW MOA rally. There's a twist in that if you watch my channel, you know what happens. So there's a twist to that I will. Oh, they don't let me do that. That sucks. All right. So yeah, there's a twist to that's gonna be really nice. Okay. So yeah, okay, that works. That works at least. That's great. Cool. Um, so that's nice. The other thing is, I don't know. I might redo the video. I want to talk about the gamification of motorcycle riding. Like, I ride, I do the grand tours, I do the Lobo Loco rallies. I'm never making a Lobo Loco rally video again, by the way. But I do those, and that's kind of like adds a gamification to motorcycle riding. And I have fun doing it. I mean, I like riding by itself. Yeah, I like group riding, going camping, all that. But gamification, like, is fun. I mean, in all honesty, you're Iron Butt guys. Yeah, it's a serious game, but they're the tryhards of the motorcycle world. And when I mean tryhards, those guys who that plays video games professionally, or they play it so hard they might end up in a divorce or something. That like I see it on iRacing all the time, the tryhards. And I'm like, how do you guys have a life? Motorcycling is a hobby. So, but one thing that it can do is gamify. You can gamify it, and that's what one of my videos is. I gotta see what the final result is about that one. I don't if the I might redo that one. I might actually come up with the script again. Because like I said, if you watch this video earlier, I'm coming up with the script for my next spicy video. Um, Maybe I have a better script. I kind of was going off the cuff, and I really wasn't liking where it was going. So I want to do that. Um, so yeah, that's my next. That's one of the videos I made. And let's see here. So I did my BMW. There's a part to the finale of the BMW series. So I filmed for that, and then I filmed for the gamification. I might use a couple pieces or just use that as a beta. The other thing I might do is what's the other thing? I don't know what the other thing was now. Um, Maybe it was just going to Corvettes at Carlisle. That with the lack of interest from the Corvette video this week, I might want to stop doing the car show stuff. Uh, Not a lot of traction, which is a real shame. Because that's part of the moto adventure that Scott's moto adventure should be me going to places, should be me going to do something. And I like car museums, but if nobody cares about the car museums, then I'm not going to do it. It's just not worth it. So I don't know. It's not. It kind of sucks, but I don't really. I don't think I'm going to do as many car stuff. I mean, even I I do have a Knobles video. I don't know how that's going to perform. But looking forward to that's why I picked the thumbnail. It's like that's a dynamic shot. That's the most dynamic shot I've had in a while. So looking, and actually I have another trip, but now Hermes in Port Clinton just announced their open house on the same day as the next time I want to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm supposed to lead a group ride. I'm either going to cancel that or do the group ride from Hermes to somewhere else, like just to Skeeters or something, or start at Hermes. Or, I mean, maybe I just say, hey, if you guys are going to ride to Hermes with me, that's great. And then go from there. And then, like, if you guys want to go to Skeeters, that's cool. But after Skeeters, like, I'm off doing my own thing, so you guys can come up with your own plan. Like, I'm going to Knobles. And then I'm going to go moto camping. That's kind of my. I haven't been really moto camping this year, other than the rally. I wanted to do more. I wanted to pull the Vespa. I wanted to use the Vespa for that. Haven't done it. Wanted to get the little Grom clone to moto camp. Haven't done that. Right now, I got to pull the messing with the exhaust. So I lowered the exhaust. I changed out the pipe with a low pipe so I could put saddlebags on. I got some old Nelson rig bags, and they're actually pretty good. I'm really like, they've been on since my Ninja 500, so it's really happy with those. But didn't go moto camping with that. I mean, now's the time, September and October here, and then once October hits or once November hits, we're done. All the state parks close up in Pennsylvania, and that is it. I don't mind trying to moto camp in the cold. I really don't. It's more of the state's shutting down for the season. Um, so that's kind of where I'm at. I mean, right now, actually, some campgrounds are already shutting down after Labor Day because they go, "Hey, everybody's back in school, or everybody's going, where everybody's going back to work. They don't have time to hang out by the campground anymore." So, um, hey, if you're a new viewer here, chime in. Thank you for coming in here. I appreciate you watching. Uh, Hi, Trekkie. Um, yeah, I'm clashing all the time. So I'm clashing all the time. Like last week, I wanted to do it. I did one. I took it off right away. Um, Jay, who has been really killing it, he's in the creators Facebook group. He did one. I'm like, at this, I didn't plan on it. I just was like, I'll just do it, do an update, uh, and yeah, it didn't work out. Like I was like, crap. I wanted to do a live stream. Nobody's been doing live streams for weeks. So he's watching SpaceX, and some of the iRacing guys I race with, they're big into that. Some of them live down in Florida. So uh but yeah, it's always fun to have some guys from the Walton PA Discord in here. Uh so yeah, it's that's a great Discord, by the way. It's small. We're a small group of people, but we got some good group rides. I got on 2 with them. I want to get on a 3rd one with them at some point in September. I want to try to record comms my way. Trekkie has his way, which is really good actually, but I want to stop by and do it my way because I got this guy right here, the Mic 2. It has a line in, and that line in is going to be very, very helpful. And I have figured out a way to do it. So I'm actually really impressed with myself that I used my know-how. The thing I learned is, though, make sure everybody knows that you're recording. I had one guy who did not know, and I upset him. I didn't want to upset him, so everything got deleted. So hopefully we're smoothed over. Yeah, so that's something I learned too. And But yeah, I want to start recording if I'm doing group rides. I got the Mic 2. That's going to be my new way to record comms. I might have another comm soon. I might be getting another comm. Somebody had a game has like a sweetheart deal on a Senna 50S. I'm like, ooh, I'll take that. So I want to get a Senna. I'm not going Cardo, Pack Talk Pro, or anything like that. If they come out with a dongle, that'd be actually really cool. But they just haven't done anything. Um, So yeah, Trekkie, I just got the message there. So what I did was I hooked up. I did what I said in the Discord. I took the Cardo Spirit HD. I took that off the helmet and then hooked that up to my Senna Meshport Blue. Was able to get that to talk. Plugged in a 3.5 millimeter. Put that in to the Mic 2, and that was able to record comms just being on record. One of the cool things, because I'm using a DJI Action 4 now, and the Mic 2. So I had the Mic 2 already hooked up wirelessly. Like it's supposed to remember it. And what happened was it was actually pulling the comms off the SD, or I'm sorry, the Meshport Blue. It was pulling the comms off the Meshport Blue onto the Cardo into the Mic 2. And then as the camera was rolling, it was actually matching it, like it put it onto the actual video file. So that is another video I want to make in the next couple of weeks. Um, how I was able to get voice comms directly on the video in live time. That was something really, like, I didn't have to do any clapping or any of that bull crap. Uh, so that's one of the nice things. I like the mic too. It's been very handy for vlogging. Um, I like that it still has a line in, like, it has a mic input or a line input. Actually, there's a difference sound wise. I've worked enough with sound, but uh, the thing with that is, my biggest complaint is the when you want it to work instantaneously, it won't. And I was making fun of moto vloggers when the update happened, and the Mic 2 started to work with the Action 4. I was like, oh wow, they're so stupid. No, no, it's like hit or miss. Some days it works like a charm, and other days you're pulling your hair out, or you're going more gray like me. So no, that's all work. That's all from work anyway. So yeah, I was kind of making fun of them. I'm sorry. I apologize. I was in the wrong on that one. And for some people, like, they ditched DJI to go to Insta because supposedly the Insta is better. I don't know. I can't trust what they say anyway, but they make it look like the Mic 2 works flawlessly on the Action 4 and Action 5 every time. And then you go to use, you're like, yeah, it works most of the time when you need it to work. It doesn't work all the time. Um, you know, yeah, we do need redundancy. Yeah. It never hurts. And, like, the nice thing about this thing, you could record 8 hours. We're never going on an 8 hour ride. Um, I like you guys. I like you guys a lot. I mean, but an 8 hour ride, I know that's going to be tough for some of us. So, um, but this can record 8 hours, which is really nice. But I wonder if I'm recording on the back end as a backup and then recording into the camera, if that's going to kill the battery and make it like 4 hours. These are the things I think about when it comes to battery life. Um, and the battery life on the Action 4, I mean, I got a deal on the Action 4. Everything I get is a deal. So um, I wanted a GoPro 10, and everybody wanted like $250 for it. I'm like, I can buy a 12 for like 275. eBay had DJI Action 4s for 190. So I jumped at that. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then later on, I was Prime Days this year. I'm like, okay, when's this Mic 2 going on sale? I want it for $80. I want the Mic 2 for $80. Never came up during Prime Days for $80. And then a week after, it's like, they're like, oh yeah, it's $80. I'm like, you suck. And so I bought it real quick. Right now, because the Mic 3 has been announced, I haven't even watched a YouTube video about that. I haven't watched anything about that. I just know you can reserve it, or you could buy it for later. So I know you could buy it for later. It's gonna be, I mean, it dropped the Mic 2 down to $87. I'm like, okay, I guess that's okay. So, uh, so that's kind of what it's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. Sorry, I'm all right. So, but yeah, I'm okay with the DJ. I've had some issues that don't come up in videos. I've had sound disappear. I've had freezing. I had freezing once when I was in Asheville, and I had some other little things here and there that won't turn off sometimes. So I don't know if that's a product of being a refurbished unit, or if it's a product of being an Action 4 in 2025. So, um, so, but for the most part, I'm happy ergonomically. It's working really well. Playing with ND filters, I'm back to going to auto. I got to work on exposure. That's one of the things I want to work on. And I want to see how these last videos came out when I went to Carlisle and some other places, because that is, because that stuff I went in auto because I got tired of. I think it looks too different when I go with ND filter. Um, if you watch the spicy video, if you watch the one where it's about Rock and Flying Eyes and Scully, I'm going up into a tunnel of trees, and the ND filter is just it darkens everything. And then I switched to my other shot, and it looks clear as day because that's the GoPro, and I'm like, oh, oops. I'm like, and I tried to brighten it up, and I need to watch more videos on how to brighten footage. I think John might need to come out with a video about that. So, but yeah, that's something I was playing with. But yeah, Saturday was a great day. Almost perfect day. Weather was amazing. Started off at 6:30 in the morning. My goal was, if you know me, you know I do that Cottywomple and that the Grand Tour for Shakespeare. I haven't really been talking about that too much because that's a real neat. Like Grand Touring is niche. Shakespeare Grand Touring is even more niche. And I'm not well versed to talk about. I can't quote. I had professors in college. He did it as an ego trip. Uh, they could quote Shakespeare like nothing, but they were talented. They were very talented. They were good actors until you figured out when they were acting. So then they weren't that great. Little bitterness there. Still, it's 20 years later, and I'm still bitter. Um, but yeah, that's the whole thing about them was, they could quote that stuff. But anyway, I on the way out, I really wanted to hit up. There was no Shakespeare places. There was no on this trip. It was on the way back. Hit up Scotland because that was on the list. Uh, hit up some other places. Scotland, Dover, York. Hit York Haven and Lancaster. All of those were on the list of places to go. Now that I think about it, I want to see something here. I'll bring you guys onto the Team Strange here. Let's stop the screen. Let's add. Yeah, let's get this one up. And I know this is really, really riveting. And this is incredibly riveting right now. So, let's see here. Yeah, I can't do it that way. List of places. But I can do this. Share screen and list of Shakespeare places. Cool. All right. Actually, here's a question because it sounds old. Is Carlisle on there? No. No. So that's cool. I didn't miss one. But I did hit up Dover is on here. And then I hit up Dover was Scotland. I was just looking around Chambersburg because I had to go to Chambersburg for something. And so I hit up Chambersburg and I was like, there's a Scotland. Hit up Scotland. And then after Scotland, I hit up Dover next. And that was a bit of a hike. I hit up Gettysburg too for a Cottywomple cannon. And that one was a pretty long one. That one was so I hit up Gettysburg, then I hit up Dover, York Haven, Lancaster. And then I went home and I was dead ass tired. I was so tired the rest of the night, and then I couldn't do anything. Like the next morning, I just was like, my wife's like, do something. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm tired. So I was that beat up from the night before. Um, I wanted to sit by the fire, didn't have the energy, so I was just that beat up. But yeah, it's something that I'm happy to do. I ended up I submitted 32 stops for the Cottywomple, and I got back 31. And the one I'm gonna retake the picture. It was a bad picture. Here, let me see. See if I can do this. How about I not show you guys everything? Let me see if I can do this though. Let me see if I'm doing this right. And yep, I am doing this right. Cool. So photos, let's go there. And yep, you don't want to see that. That's not my Scott's Moto Adventures account. That's a bunch of work stuff that you guys shouldn't see. All right. And I know this is really, really riveting stuff. Yeah, I'll show you the picture of something that they did not give me. And there we go. And let's go to media presentation. And it's broke. So, oh, maybe if I add just, nope. Okay. I have no idea what I'm doing with StreamYard here. Okay, how about this? Let's stop screen. And let's go to here. Let's get the info out. Very exciting, guys. Very exciting. I think I'm the only guy here. Share screen. And hey, there we go. Cool. Add to stage. There we go. Yeah, they did not want to get. They're like, this. We don't know if this is a Canon. I'm like, are you serious? I was pretty pissed. It's at an American Legion. If you were to use Google Maps, and the thing about, I gave them Google Maps because info. With Google Maps, you have info, and you can quick. And I can't show you what's going on, but you could actually zoom in, and you can see that's at an American Legion. And but they didn't want to give me points for this. They said we can't figure it out. So I will have to go back out. That's in Fayetteville, Pennsylvania. So maybe I should just go out and do some moto camping or something and find a reason. It's near Hershey, PA. Maybe I should go to Hershey Park. Yeah, I won't do a video on that, I promise. But maybe I should go to Hershey Park or something. And but yeah, they would not give me points for this. There was another one that I took a picture of that I knew was really bad, and I'm like, I am not going to waste my time with this. So here, we got some work stuff here too. Not this one. I think I deleted it. Oh nope, there it is. Yeah, I can't. I mean, I can't even. It's not a great picture. It's kind of there. If you can see it, good for you. Oh, you know what? I can see it, but it's so hard to see. Um, they're going to do the same thing and say, "Well, we don't know. We don't know what this is." So that's some of the problems I've been having with the Cottywomple people this year. They've just been very like critical, and I'm like, I know you're not critical with the leaders. I know you're not critical. Like they're doubling their scores. So it just was, yeah. There's a Dunkin' Donuts. This is in Charlottesville, PA. I know this is Charlottesville. I did not know Charlottesville is considered Hamburg, and I can only do one Dunkin' Donut per town. And even though it's Charlottesville on the map, All right, that's embarrassing. That's very embarrassing. I think my Action 4 just overheated. It is hot. It is very hot. Unless there was connection is unstable. If you're okay, I'm on Wi-Fi. And yeah, but it's saying my connection's fine. Okay, yeah, there's only one, and it says that it's fine. Okay, whatever. So yeah, I think this thing overheated. Yeah, so they did not. Anyway, I was talking about Hamburg, and Hamburg is big, and Charlottesville is in Hamburg. I did not know that. So let's see here. Share screen and photo. Yeah, I'm going to go back to here. Cool. So add that to the stage. Okay. Why is that? That's weird. All right. Oh yeah, that was like one of the places I went to. All these different, like I went to a bunch of Mission barbecues. That's one of the places to go to. They didn't ask me for anything. Here's some Corvette stuff. Oh, is it still here? Some guy, and it wasn't me, brought his 1250 to the rally or to the Corvette show. I was like, "Are you serious, dude?" So must have been. I think he was one of the vendor high ups. So that's um this one bothered me, and I bitched about it on the Walton PA Discord today because they've been following me because they did Goofy and Walt went on a ride with me the other week to go to Valley Forge, and because I was gonna get cannons, I was like, okay, well, there's like 4 or 5 or 6 different sites where you can see these cannons. So I did that, and then the judges go, only one per battlefield. I'm like, are you serious? But it's in the rules. Like, yeah, only one. That is what they consider a site. And I'm like, there were sites within the sites, and okay, whatever. But so this one here, now this is a barbecue place, right? They rejected it. They're like, we don't know if this is a barbecue place. Barbecue. Pit beef. Hog Wild Barbecue. They didn't know if it was a barbecue. They wanted a menu. So I sent them a menu. That's all I'm gonna say about that. That was it's a little that was a little like kind of I didn't like that. So it sucks. So but yeah, so that's kind of where I was on that, and I was not thrilled about that, but it is what it is. But that was pretty much my Saturday, 6:30 a.m. to about 8 o'clock p.m. or 7 o'clock p.m. over 12, 13 hours. It was starting to get dark. It wasn't quite dark at the time, um, which was good because it's getting dark early. I know it's getting dangerous with the. I know it's getting dangerous with the whole deer. One of my, maybe I'll pull that up here real quick. One of my, the president of the BMW, that I went to Lehigh Valley Beamers. I'm going to show you a picture here, and you're going to understand. You're going to understand. Let me see if I can full screen this here. Yeah. So, hi, it's deer season, guys. Like, you got to watch out. That's why I don't like to ride at night. Now, I don't know what time of day this was. I haven't talked to the rider. I want to just pick his brain and said, hey, say, hey, what time of the day was this? But a little too close for comfort. It's, thanks, Trekkie. Here, I'll show that one. I'm learning. I'm learning how to use this. But yeah, it's deer season, and it's going to get worse. That's why I usually stop around November. I think I'm going to stop around October, middle of October, for a different reason, not because of deer season. I got to do a clutch on my bike. At 120,000 miles, my bike finally needs a clutch. So that is a well worn. It's having issues at top end. I'm getting major slippage at top end that needs to be addressed. So, but yeah, he posted that earlier this week, and I just was like, "Oh my god, that's." And we've had some members go down with deer. One of them about 10 years ago, he had an oil head like mine. He didn't have the GS. I think he had the street. He had the long distance. Had the long distance version, and he was on old 22 in Fogelsville, and I know that area quite well, and deer jumps out of the cornfield and just smacks him over. He's fine today, but it could have really hurt him. So it's something that I think about every time I ride home, and it's just something that's always in the back of my mind with that stuff. So, but like I said, I think I'm gonna after Hermes opening day. I think I'm gonna call it a season. I'll make sure all my Grand Tour stuff is done. I think I can probably get another 1,000 points for the Cottywomple, and then I got another couple local pickups I can do for the Shakespeare stuff. And once I get done with that, I want to October, like middle of October or late October, I want to start working on the clutch. I want to pull the bike in, and I got to split that thing like a crab. Let's see here. GS or 1150 clutch replace. When you see what you have to do, you guys are going to be like, "What? Yeah." The thing is, I need to do it. Yeah, here's a great picture. Let's visit this. Here's a great picture of it. There we go. Let me see if I can zoom in. I know. Great. I'm doing great live streaming here. This is an 1100, but the same thing applies. Okay, well, that's because I gotta do it this way. Let's see here. Which one is that? 11. Okay, add to stage. Boom. So that is what I have to do in my house in a couple of weeks. This is the GS 1100, which was a little bit before mine. Didn't have some creature comforts were missing, but it's the same basic bike. So that's what I got to do. I think I don't like what he's doing here with this. I think what I'll do is I got rafters here. So what I'll probably do is do some sage rigging and use that to kick it up. But I gotta I mean, he actually did not take a lot off. What does that do? Anyway, I'm not gonna do that. That's bad. Click image to show full size. Well, that's not working. He took off the exhaust, which isn't too bad. Drive shaft is all. That's all the clutch there. You have all this wiring mess up here. So the battery comes out. ABS module staying in. That's another video that's going to come out soon. ABS module and how much fun that was. Actually, that was just an afternoon project that I'm happy I did. My wife would have probably liked me to have done something else, but the ABS was important. No more blinky red light on my videos, except I thought I broke it on Saturday because I was starting and stopping so much that it didn't know what to do. So it freaked out and went to blinking again. I'm like, crap, I broke it. Turned it off completely, turned it back on. It was back to normal. So that's what that was. But I could hear the brakes working again. I'm very happy that particular, it's not, I talk about going on gravel roads and stuff like that. I don't need them for that. You don't want ABS there, but it's nice to have in the rain. It's nice to have in traffic. School started today for a lot of schools. A lot more traffic, a little dangerous. More traffic today. So that's good to have. But yeah, it's that is going to be my October, and I think I'm going to bring my brother in on that one. He's changed enough truck clutches over the years. Um, and I got to start. It's now we're going to be in September next week. I got to start watching what's going on, what I can do on that. I mean, that's going to be a lot of fun. Um, I mean, I don't really want to do it with this stuff. I might want to do it with. I might want to do that job with this stuff, the 0.0. Where does it say that? Yeah, 0.0. 0.0. Sorry. That's why I can never be a NASCAR driver. I can't say, oh, drink this. Not my thing. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's forgot to post this up. Yeah. Ah, Packrog was on the wall and he's like, what is wrong with them? Yeah, so I it was but for the most part it was probably the most productive day. I've never done when I do my long distance trips, I don't do as much. I don't get as much stuff like that. So like I don't do as many pickups, but the way I routed it where it was through small towns, you know, or through towns that had, you know, a Dunkin' Donuts, a Starbucks, a Mission Barbecue, um, plus your mom and pop shops, some of which I didn't even know about. Actually, some of the Mission Barbecues I didn't know about either, but some of them I didn't even know about. Like I can show this, I guess. So let's see here. Do I have photos? Back to this one. Yes, this again, really good stuff here. Let's go to because this was before Carlisle. They wanted to argue with me about this one, and I'm like, it says specialty coffee on on the uh, on the name, and you're like, what is wrong with these? Like, it's not rocket science. So, I mean, yeah, here you go. Specialty coffee, tea. It's a coffee. You could buy special coffee there. If you wanted a roaster, just like the breweries last year, I could go to a microbrewing and pick up points for microbrew. But if it was a microbrew's tap room elsewhere in the area, they wouldn't give that to me because I would have been done because they had a 50 cap limit. They had 50 microbrews or 51 you could go to. I would have reached that in like a month. It took me 3 months and it just took forever. Like it just because they wouldn't let me use tap rooms. And now like this one here, they're like, oh, we don't know if they sell coffee. They actually took like 2 hours to figure out if they could sell coffee. So I was just like, are you kidding me? So um that's some of the bull crap I deal with on this. I'm not gonna win. I'm no like the winner's gonna I've already seen the list of people of what they're doing, and I think in middle of June, there were guys at 30,000. There were guys I respect at 30,000. That number, I think we're going to see 70 to 80,000 as a winner for the Cottywomple. I really do. I'll be happy if I get 6. So last year I was at 5,000 and I felt very accomplished. This year I want to finish with 6. That is my goal. I want to finish with 6,000. I think that's especially after because this last year, a couple things happened in July. I either got depressed or I got like I didn't feel like riding. It was too hot. So I said, I'm not gonna ride. And then in August, I had a cruise. Like I went on my first cruise last August. So I lost a week there. And then I was pushing hard in September, October. I want to push hard in September, October, and I might be done in October anyway. So what I'm probably going to do if I could, I mean, I could pull the Vespa out and do some cottywampling locally, but I've pretty much done all the local stuff I can. So there's that. I mean, I don't want to pull one of the small displacement, and underneath that tarp is the concourse. I need to get working on that. That'll be probably after the clutch. So be nice to have a second bike, in case the wife wants to ride again. It's like, here's an adult bike instead of the Vespa, instead of the Grom clone. Here's an adult bike. But that needs a lot more work. That's borderline restoration work. Whereas I almost bought her a BMW. I found one or two that I liked, but didn't happen. And so we got that going. But yeah, good weekend, good solid weekend, good long day. Sunday I didn't ride. Yesterday was Monday. Yeah, Monday I rode the Vespa to the grocery store. That's really its main goal right now, just ride to the grocery store. Tomorrow I'm probably going to ride. I haven't ridden my bike. I got to get gas for it though. And let's see here, what else? Tuesday, yeah, I didn't ride today because I woke up late. So, but yeah, I got some riding to do yet. If I do go to work, there is a Canon off of 512 is that Hanover Township? It might be considered Bethlehem. There's a big old Canon there, so I want to get that. I know I want to go to Easton. There's actually a really cool. So one of the things that we could do is chickens. This was from the other week. Me and the other guys went to. We ended up, and I really appreciate Walt and Goofy for going with me on this. One of the things you got to get is chickens, and so I was really happy with. We found a really good big chicken in. Goofy knew all about it, so he's like, "Hey, there's this big chicken down the street," and so he showed me that. I was really happy about that. But there's one in Easton that isn't like, I guess the Royal Farms have them. I did pick up a Royal Farm. Not all Royal Farms have a chicken. And I was tempted to use the weather vane. I'm pretty sure they're not going to give me the weather vane for points. So, but anyway, Easton has this really cool, like wooden looking chicken. I'll put a post about it on my Instagram and my other that post tab on YouTube. But that was really cool. I want to get that. Martin Guitars, a point of interest. I want to go get that. There's some other places. I might go up. Like I might do something where I go up through. I might go south and to go north or something. There's some Canons up in Stroudsburg. There's just Starbucks up in Stroudsburg. I got to go to Starbucks, I guess, since I'm a BMW rider and I'm wearing green right now. But yeah, that's kind of what. That's some of the places I want to go. Might go to Milford, PA. I'm definitely going to Milford, New Jersey, because that's easier. But yeah, so it's been an interesting couple weeks since I've been back. I don't think I'm going to do as many miles this year as I did last year. Last year I did about 7,000. I think I'm going to be around 5,000, and that's me cutting time off and me. I'm not weekend warrior. I'm not being a weekend warrior week in, week out. There are some weekends where I just don't ride. I'm not riding to work as much right now either, just because I don't know why. I don't know why I'm not riding to work. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I'm stressed. And it would be helpful to de-stress, but I can't go riding every day. Plus, I'm riding the Vespa once a week so the battery doesn't die. That's really important. I had to change the battery on it, and I went to Blackman's for that. That cost an arm and a leg. When I could have just went to ordered it off Amazon for like 2/3 of the cost. Oh, Yingling's in Michigan now. Really happy about that. Even though I go out to Michigan for Michigan beers. Oh, and to do a show. But when I go out there, I will pick up a 24 pack of Dirty Blonde, Atwater Dirty Blonde, but Got Yangling now, so I don't know. Bell, I missed that. Well, I got to go back then because that's where that stupid cannon was. So now I'm gonna go find that Bell and Evans. Uh, I gotta go find that big chicken now because yeah, it's just put. I missed. Yeah, that's a huge because actually no, I think that cannon was in Fredericksburg and not Fayetteville. Like I'm getting my towns mixed up. Here, let me see if I can do this here. If it'll let me do this. I'm still learning StreamYard, and it's like, so I'm going to put this in Google here. That's not what I want. They don't like that. Let's stop. Let's hide that. 520 Chestnut Hill. All right, there we go, Fredericksburg. And oh wow. Oh yeah, I think I see it from here. Here, let me add to stage. Let's go to. Let's see if we can see it from the road. Yeah, that's a big chicken, all right. That is a very, very big chicken. It's not there. Wow, that is so new that it's partially there. That's because I am back. Okay, let me go back here. But here's the good question. So this is it right here, I think. Let's do Legion. I'm actually gonna let me remove this so I don't give away something here. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's in Fredericksburg. So let me bring it back up. Boom. All right. Now, how far away was it? Oh my God. It was off the beaten path. Oh my God. That's funny. That because when I was riding by on 22 here, like, oh, look at that. They have chicken stuff. I wonder if there's a big chicken. Yeah. Well, I go out because the geniuses were like, yeah, we don't know if this is a cannon. When you look right, there's a cannon at a American Legion post. So then I guess I got to ride another mile to here. The only thing is, though, I could probably get it off the side of the road. But yeah, I can't. I mean, I could sneak around the gate, but I don't think they'd be too happy with me. So if I do it, if I'm gonna get that big chicken, I'm probably gonna have to either, and I can see it on the shoulder. Yeah, see, that's weird. It just hops from like 520. No, no, no. That's actually a time thing. Okay. Yeah, that's weird. So if I go any further, yeah, so I'll probably have to go on the sidewalk or I'll have to go on the shoulder here. And even then, they might be like, well, it's only 2D, so we're not going to count it. But thank you, Trekkie, for that. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. So, all right, let's remove that. Okay, I've been babbling. All right. Okay, guys. I think that is a great time. I'm back. What does this do? Oh my God, live with StreamYard with all the StreamYard stuff. I think it's time to call it a night. It's been an hour. The camera has overheated twice. Yes, action DJI stuff can overheat. Wow, go figure. Wow, that's a lot of crap on this thing. So yeah, I think I'm gonna call it a night. I want to thank you all for watching. It was more than one person, so I do appreciate that. And yeah, oh, we got another comment. Yep. So all right, thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Let's see here.